Well, good afternoon, everyone, or good morning. Thank you for attending the Bay Area Chamber's 26th Annual State of the Community Luncheon, a record-breaking attendance for today's event. Yes, give you all yourselves a round of applause. My name is Tyler Kring. I'm the Community Relations Manager for Michigan Sugar Company, and as today's presenting sponsor, it is my pleasure to open today's event and welcome you all here today. Before we begin, I would like to ask everyone to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The State of the Community Luncheon was designed to create space for reflection, perspective, and connection, offering a clear look at where Bay County stands today and when we're headed together. This gathering brings together leaders from across our region in businesses, education, local government, and community organizations, each playing a role in shaping Bay County's future. Your presence in this room reflects a shared investment in the strength and success of our communities. Bay County is not defined solely by geography, but by the people who live and work and lead here. It is a place marked by resilience, collaboration, and the willingness to adapt. Over the past year, we've experienced meaningful progress and new momentum while also navigating challenges that push us to think differently and act strategically. Today's program will highlight perspectives from municipal leaders, provide insight into the local and regional economic landscape, and explore the efforts underway to support continued growth and stability across Bay County. Along with our great speakers, we also have elected officials from the county, cities, and townships, as well as from the state and federal level in attendance today. If you are an elected official, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for all you do for supporting our communities. And a friendly reminder, if you've not yet voted in the special election today, no matter who you vote for, make sure you vote this afternoon. Today, I encourage you all to listen closely, participate fully, and take these conversations beyond this room. I would also like to direct you to the QR codes on your tables, which will take you to today's digital flipbook, where you can find full speaker bios, municipality updates, upcoming events, and sponsor highlights. Thank you for being part of today's dialogue and for your ongoing commitment to our community. Now let's begin. Please welcome today's speaker sponsor, Jeff Mays, Executive Director of Sales and Marketing at Consumers Energy, to introduce our presenters.
Thank you, Tyler. Before we begin and get into our presentations, I'd like to take a quick moment to outline the program. The order of our presenters will be Jim Barsha, Dana Muscott, Craig Gollett, and Glenn Rowley. Each one will be introduced individually to come to the stage to give their presentation. When Jim, Dana, and Craig are finished, they will take their seats back in the audience. After Glenn's presentation, they will all join Glenn back on the stage for Q&A. This Q&A will be moderated by Gavin Getz, Director of External Affairs at AT&T, who will feature the questions that have been sent in ahead of time. Now I'd like to introduce Bay County Executive Jim Barsha. Jim is a Bay City native and a lifelong Bay County resident, a graduate of Central High School and Saginaw Valley State University with a degree in public administration. He's served at the community, local, state, and federal levels. Elected Bay County Executive in 2016, Jim continues to serve today while actively supporting civic organizations, advancing economic growth, and effectively leading county services. And he was a guest at my high school graduation party. So please welcome Jim to the stage.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much, Jeff, for that kind introduction. I also attended his Eagle Scout induction. So, and he was had the honor of serving with him in the legislature, and I sure appreciate all you've meant to the community, Jeff, over these years. It's always a privilege to be among individuals who understand that strong communities are not built by chance, but by intentional leadership, smart investment, and collaboration. Bay County government exists to perform distinct statutory functions. These responsibilities may not always grab headlines, but they are the quiet architecture that holds a community together. When government does its job well, families feel secure, businesses can plan with confidence, and opportunity has room to grow. I'd like to highlight several projects that reflect our commitment not only to stability, but to progress. We're investing in assets that strengthen quality of life and signal where Bay County is headed. I evaluate the strength of our community not only through fiscal metrics, but through the care we extend to our most vulnerable residents. This year, the Department on Aging demonstrated exceptional performance by providing over 250,000 meals through both home-delivered and congregate meal sites, ensuring food security while also conducting wellness checks. The Department on Aging also secured a $500,000 grant from the Michigan Health Endowment Fund for guardianship diversion, a prudent and compassionate initiative that preserves individual autonomy and safeguards older, vulnerable residents from financial exploitation. The importance of this diversion service can be seen through a recent embezzlement scandal uncovered in the Wayne County courts and guardianship service organizations. This grant helps to reinforce the safety, dignity, and independence of our aging population. I also am proud to share the continued modernization of our Health Services Department. Renovations are well underway at our new facility on Wilder Road and are cruising toward completion by early spring. We have utilized 100% federal revenue to fund the project with zero cost or impact to the county budget. Watch for more information on a ribbon-cutting ceremony in the next few months. And at long last, the Animal Services and Adoption Center has shovels in the ground. The foundation and walls are established, and crews are working right through this bitter winter weather. This state-of-the-art facility will strengthen animal welfare and improve public safety with a projected completion date in October. I'm also pleased to give all of you the very first public glance at the complete design of the new community center pool. We are thrilled with the outcome of this design that includes a zero-entry pool, play amenities, and slides for every age group, climbing walls, zip lines, and the first ever aquatic ninja course in a public pool in Michigan. There is ample space for lap swim, swimming lessons, and all the aquatic programming needs of our community. After a 12-month build, this amazing pool will be open to the public in June of 2027. And our Bay County Golf Course continues to shine as one of the most beautiful courses in the region, attracting thousands of rounds of golf each season. In addition, the Bay County Civic Arena remains a hub for both adult and youth sports, hosting hockey leagues, tournaments, and recreational programs. These two facilities not only provide outstanding opportunities for Bay County residents, but also draw visitors from across Michigan, boosting tourism and supporting local businesses. They showcase Bay County as a destination for recreational and community engagement. I have worked closely with the Bay County Board of Commissioners, and several are here and have been introduced, to maintain a balanced budget, and I'm very appreciative of their leadership and exceptional public service. Fiscal discipline and strategic investment are not opposing ideas. They are complementary, and together they allow us to lead responsibly. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this update with you today. I appreciate your partnership, your ideas, and your continued commitment to Bay County. I look forward to your questions and to the work we'll continue doing together. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. To set the record straight, we were both teenagers when we met, so I'll let you figure that out. I'd now like to introduce Dana Muscott, Bay City Manager. Dana has served as City Manager for the City of Bay City since 2017, after beginning her career with the city as City Clerk in 2000 and later serving as Deputy City Manager. She previously worked for Saginaw Charter Township and holds multiple professional credentials, including Certified Municipal Clerk, Certified Public Manager, and a graduate of the Henry Marsh Institute for Public Policy. Dana is a graduate of our regional leadership programs, a former president of the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks, and a 2015 Clerk of the Year, and remains active on numerous boards and volunteer efforts. Please join me in welcoming Dana to the stage.
Good afternoon. Thanks everybody for joining us today. It's always encouraging to look out at so many people that deeply care about Bay City and Bay County and all of its future. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge our mayor and city commission that are present. Our city staff, stand, I want to see. Our city staff. And my family. My family is all here. My husband, Chris, my children, Cody, Connor, and Lauren, my mom and dad, Jim, Trisha, Bob, and Deb, and my brother, Kyle, my sister, Alyssa, and my brother-in-law, Jason. I got it. Woo! All right. Okay. I also want to acknowledge Megan Seaman. Her and I are deeply we're friends. We're really close friends, and I really appreciate everything you've done for this community. Since you've taken over the chamber, it's just shining, and we all love that, so thank you very much. Okay, so as many of you know, this is my final State of City address. Okay. As I prepare to retire, I've noticed something interesting. The rumors about me have become significantly more exciting than my actual life. So, according to Facebook, I've been living quite a lifestyle. I live in a mansion, I own a yacht, I get free bridge passes, and spend my days lining my pockets. There it all is. But the truth is much less glamorous. The reality of public service is long meetings, tough decisions, emergency calls, all handled by our dedicated staff. Balanced budgets, critical partnerships, and aging infrastructure also play into the day-to-day efforts. Long days, hard conversations, and big responsibilities are carried by people who care deeply about the city. So instead of focusing on the rumors, I want to focus on the reality, the real work, the real progress, and the real people who move Bay City forward. Bay City continues to show resilience, collaboration, and momentum. Over the past year, our focus has been clear, investing in our infrastructure, supporting economic vitality, enhancing quality of life, and planning responsibly for the future. Listening to our community has been a key priority. In 2025, we conducted multiple surveys to guide data-driven decisions around housing, neighborhoods, and service delivery. Community engagement also took creative forms, like the Capture the City photo contest, which highlighted the pride residents have in our city. Economic development made meaningful progress. We secured more than $1.4 million in brownfield redevelopment grants, supporting projects like the Water Street Lofts and redevelopment in the Adams-Madison corridor, turning underutilized properties into productive spaces, expanded housing, and strengthening neighborhoods. Infrastructure investment continues to be a key focus. In fiscal year 2026, the city received a $5 million state revolving fund loan, with $2.5 million being forgiven, to advance lead service line replacement and protect public health. Additional improvements include upgrades to fire stations, wastewater treatment enhancements, and new recreational assets such as the Bigelow Park Playground. Sustainability and innovation continue to guide our work. Recycling access has expanded through the rolling recycler, and Bay City Electric Light and Power advanced clean energy participation through its voluntary green program, while also earning recognition for safety and reliability. Our public safety department continues to be the cornerstone of our community, responding with skill and professionalism while working proactively with residents and regional partners to keep our city safe. Looking ahead, Bay City remains focused on infrastructure renewal, housing opportunities, economic redevelopment, and continued collaboration with our residents, our regional partners, and the business community. With a strong financial foundation, award-winning departments, and an engaged community, Bay City is well-positioned to build on its momentum and create lasting opportunities for those who live, work, and invest here. I encourage each of you to stay engaged by attending meetings, share your ideas, support local businesses, and continue partnering with us to shape Bay City's future. The progress we've made is strongest when we share it, and the opportunities ahead will be realized through continued collaboration between the city and the community. As I bring this address and my time as city manager to a close, I want to end where we began. Despite what Facebook may say, public service has never been about mansions, yachts, or shortcuts. It's been about stewardship. It's been about showing up every single day. It's been about leaving the city stronger than we found it. I'm incredibly proud of what we've accomplished together, and even more confident in where Bay City is headed. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for holding me accountable. And thank you for caring so deeply about this community.
Thank you, Dana. Yes, public service is about showing up. You've done that. You've done a great job. We appreciate your leadership and for being so agile and working with our community all these years. So thank you. Next, I would like to introduce Craig Gillette. Craig is the city manager for Essexville with experience across the public and private sectors, specializing in leadership, process improvement through Six Sigma and 5S, informed decision-making and strategic planning to strengthen communities. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics from Saginaw Valley State University and an MBA from the University of Michigan Flint. He serves on multiple Bay County boards and is actively involved in local coaching and community life with his family. Please welcome to the stage Craig to give a report on Essexville, Auburn, and Pinconning.
Appreciate it. All right, we just crossed over to afternoon, so good afternoon, everyone. And listen, before I get boos from half of you because of my favoritism to the maize and blue, I want you to know that I'm happily married for 19 years to a Michigan State alum. Okay? Why that's important is because even though we don't necessarily agree on everything, it's important to find common ground and work towards those goals. Okay, there's a lesson there. Unless there are Buckeyes involved. All bets are off then, I'm sorry. But it's still something the rest of us in this room can agree on and move forward to with progress. First, I'd like to thank Megan Saman and the Chamber for allowing me to talk about small cities. I'd also like to thank Jim, Dana, and Glenn. I've been able to, and very fortunate to work with these individuals in some capacity, and I'm truly honored to share a stage with them. Now moving on to small cities. Let's talk for a moment about challenges. Infrastructure costs, streets, water mains, sewer lines, wages, pretty much anything with the rising costs is challenging. The city recently received a bid for a water main and sewer line project that totaled $3.3 million, which isn't quite there, but it's close to double what our annual budget is for the general fund. With that being said, getting grants is also difficult. Various restrictions put into place, requirements, when you need things such as technological improvements from phone systems to vehicles to equipment, and they can all be very costly. These challenges aren't unique to small cities, but it's something that we wanted to make mention of. Now for the positives. First, for the city of Auburn. They've continued to work diligently towards improving the quality of life for residents, businesses, and visitors. Most recently, they have redeveloped their city park into one of the most ADA accessible parks in the county. equipped with a new hard surface walking path, playscape, outdoor gym, floating docks, kayak launch, and disc golf practice pads, including a Friends of Auburn recognition wall to honor donors and remember loved ones and veterans. To improve the footprint of downtown, the city and the DDA recently developed a new city parking lot. This was phase 1 of their walkability their walkability project. Phase 2 continues this year. The city recently received 2 grants to purchase a half acre of green space located adjacent to the city parking lot, and that will turn into a mini park and community gathering area, equipped with a permanent bus stop, picnic tables, and more to enhance the downtown business area. Exciting housing projects are also slated for Auburn. Currently, MDL has proposed and has begun building a 18-unit apartment project. Cobblestone has proposed a new subdivision with 40-plus single-family homes, and they look forward to acknowledging and greeting their new neighbors very soon. They invite you to visit them, shop their business district, enjoy the restaurants, parks, and school events. As many of you know, the city of Pinconning is a small community with approximately 1,200 residents. Most of the businesses are located on the M13 corridor, and it serves as the gateway for visitors traveling north. The city recently held a swearing-in ceremony on January 6th of this year for their new full-time police chief. Chief Spencer stepped down from his role, and Corporal Neaton was eager and ready to step up to his new leadership responsibility. Neaton has served as former deputy with the sheriff in Gratiot County, school resource officer, training officer, and community liaison. He has experience and professionalism and a strong commitment to Pinconning community. He will do well. The residents of the city have also recently approved approximately $1.2 million project for replacement of lead lines and water line improvements. The city was awarded a grant from Eagle and with low-cost funding for additional remaining monies. This is a great start for improving on aging infrastructure. The city of Essexville recently continued to prioritize public safety, recently hiring the new fire chief, his name is Jody Bach, and the promotion of Nate Van Tifflin as the new police captain. Both have focused on working with neighboring communities for mutual aid and training opportunities, and we look forward as they continue this progress. The city successfully collaborated with Hampton Township and with assistance from the Bay County Road Commission to repave Nabobish from Pine Street west to city limits. This demonstrates that positive outcomes can come as a result from working with one another, and to reduce both the cost from Hampton Township and Essexville as a result. Essexville also has some terrific community events. This includes the annual tree lighting ceremony, bike parade, participation with Essexville Hampton Public Schools Back to the Block, as well as their homecoming parade. Events such as these bring people together and provide a strong sense of community. The city has also worked with park improvements from Smith, Ransom Essex, to the Pocket Park by Woodside and Borton. Recently, Garber High School students, as part of a class project, created some Adirondack chairs, which will be installed in Smith Park later this year, once we warm up at some point. We have needed progress. We have also made progress with some aging DPW equipment. This has allowed staff to be more productive and allowing them to accomplish more tasks throughout the day. These highlights only skim the surface. We certainly appreciate the opportunity to share them with each of you, and thank you for your time and each of your efforts to make Bay County a terrific place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Finally, I'd like to introduce Glenn Rowley, President of the Bay County Township Officers Association. Glenn serves as the supervisor of the Charter Township of Bangor and a lifelong Bay City resident who has completed his education through the Bangor Township Schools, Delta College, Central Michigan University, and Saginaw Valley State University. He recently earned his Certified Public Manager designation through SVSU and serves on multiple boards and committees. Glenn is the District 13 Director for the Michigan Township Association, representing Bay, Midland, and Gladwin counties, and was recently elected to be an executive member at large and is slated to serve as MTA President in 2029. Let's welcome Glenn to the stage.
Thank you, my friend. Morning, group. It is an honor and a privilege to be back with you here today. It was 1 year ago I held up this sign and I asked you to reach out to Madam Governor and demand to have an election for the open 35th Senate seat. And today, thousands of our neighbors are voting today. I thank you for your efforts there. Let me now bounce to a moment of being braggadocious about townships. Our 14 units of government represent 97% of the landmass in Bay County. Today's list of accomplishments will be long, but will be just a fraction of what we were able to accomplish. In Hampton Township, work was completed on two parks. At Finn Park, they installed new playground equipment, an all-access kayak and canoe launch. Pondside Park saw the installation of new playground equipment, fencing, and a walking path, all made possible through grants through the DNR, Bay Area Community Foundation, Saginaw Bay Watershed Initiative. They also completed $4 million worth of sanitary sewer work and replaced all known lead service lines. While the state's lead and copper rule usually gives us unfunded mandates, this project was funded 100% by Eagle. Consumers Energy began a new large-scale solar energy project that is expected to be operational yet this year. 2026 will be busy with a master plan update, more park improvements, including pickleball courts, local road repairs, a new battery energy storage system, planned restaurants, and continued sewer improvements. Frank and Les Township, they're not one to brag, but they wanted to mention the total remodel of Bay Valley Resort. This major investment is in the tens of millions of dollars and saw each and every room either remodeled or completely transformed. You really need to check that place out. Coquitlam Township residents, like most in the area, have faced decades of stormwater flooding. The township worked with Representative Beeson to secure $1.94 million to make improvements. These funds came without the need of a township match. Monitor Township renamed its industrial park to Monitor Township Technology Park, which aligns with their DDA boundary. They worked with the county to extend the DDA for an additional 30 years and expand the boundary by 200 acres. They were the recipient of a $4.1 million grant for an infrastructure project along Wilder and 3 Mile roads. That sanitary sewer project will extend under I-75 and allow for a new wave of economic development. Several businesses have already committed to the area. They also received $7,500 grant from the Bay Area Community Foundation to fund a mural under the overpass. They approved a new housing development at Midland and 2 Mile roads. Cobblestone Builders has already completed the first of several planned structures, including Signature Dental. In beautiful Bangor Township, we were able to repave 9 roads. We inspected more than 1,200 water service lines. We remodeled the hall. Our fire department welcomed new firefighters, a new off-road vehicle, and a rescue boat. That vessel is imperative since the downsizing of the Saginaw River Coast Guard Station, which now relies on crews from Tawas in Detroit to save lives here in Bay County. We saw the opening of Mariners Preserve. This is a nature preserve made possible by the Saginaw Bay Land Conservancy, Dow, Eagle, and a handful of others. We constructed a new pavilion and a kayak launch at the Independent Boat Launch. Hobby Lobby opened, as did Jersey Mike's, Meats HQ. Garber Ford opened a full-service dealership. Great Lakes Motorsports transformed the former Metro Skate into a world-renowned service center. McLaren Healthcare broke ground on a new facility, and it would be a heinous act if I did not mention a new chicken restaurant. Yes, Popeyes opened earlier in the year. You thought I was talking about one of the Chamber's newest members, Chick-fil-A. You can enjoy that place Thursday beginning at 6:30 in the morning. Their presence has generated much growth and interest along that corridor, and I cannot wait to tell you about the mountain of economic activity that is going to bring. It may very well require a Sherpa to climb. Our roads have been the subject of much discussion, including in the state budget. Our Bay County Road Commission is managed by engineer manager Jim Lillo and Commissioners Schumacher, Jordan, and Shark. They continue to have a robust road program, having over $25 million budgeted for projects ranging from road preventative maintenance to total reconstruction. And not talking about bridges here would be like cornflakes without the milk. So they were able to secure $19.2 million of bridge funding to replace 5 critical bridges in the next 3 years. The commissioners also oversee the Bay County Department of Water and Sewer. That team is managed by Ryan Goebel. We have the largest microfiltration plant in the state of Michigan. And in 2025, it produced 2.7 billion gallons of safe, lead and PFAS-free, delicious water. New processes have led to the saving of 35.7 million gallons of water per year. The wastewater treatment plant is your personal business's ultimate end user. They serve 36,000 residents and process an average of 6.3 million gallons per day. They recently installed a UV treatment method, replacing a system that required up to 8 one-ton chlorine cylinders. That constituted a huge safety concern, not only for the employees, but our entire area. It also saved significant capital as the price of chlorine has gone up 400% since 2019. We cheered some victories in 2025, but we also suffered a few punches to the gut. For the 1,240 Michigan townships, the state budget felt more like a Chuck Norris roundhouse kick to the face. They claimed that there would be more money for local roads, but that is not true. Not a damn cent's going to be going to local roads. The state is going to be giving additional funding to county road commissions. And the decrease in revenue sharing, townships will actually have less money to provide you the infrastructure and the services that you expect and deserve. We also continue to have local zoning challenged and threatened. There are numerous applications right now at the State Public Service Commission that were rejected by local units of government. But today is Election Day, a day in which each party is going to find out who will represent them in the special general election. Republicans will cheer, as will Democrats. Party leadership and special interest political action committees will begin spending millions and millions of dollars to retain control or get power. Sadly, this is what it has become. Not about representation, but control. We the people have been replaced with we the party, and that's simply not acceptable. I am once again asking for your help to help right the ship. Government shutdowns or skipping work to prevent voting is not what we the people deserve. Imagine if you would, if you did that at work. It would not be tolerated. We shouldn't tolerate that either. So let us turn to the power of the pen. We will not write to whom it may concern. We're going to write in all caps to whom it's about to deserve, or who it is about to concern, and demand to be represented and served. Thank you all so much.
Good afternoon. My name is Gavin Getz, and I am the Director of Legislative and External Affairs for AT&T Michigan, and I'll be moderating today's Q&A session with the questions that all of you have submitted ahead of time. Each speaker will have 1 minute or less to answer the question in order to get as many questions done as possible. Let's get started. So I am going to ask an individual question, just one person at a time. So we're not going to hit multiple people answering one question. I'll give you each one. So ladies first. Here comes the speed round. Is it working?
I'm just taking it off. There it is. Is it working? Yeah, there it is.
All right. See, of course, I just called it speed round, and then we had. All right. So, Dana, how is the city partnering with local employers to align infrastructure, zoning, and development with their business needs?
The city, we're using like the employer-driven strategy. So we have a team in our economic development department that does retention calls. So we're well aware of what the businesses need in our community. It could be they're having trash issues, or they're, need to look for tax abatements and what have you. Those services are being covered in those retention calls, what are really important for us to have. Another thing that we're doing to update is we haven't updated our zoning ordinance since 2002. So we're in the process of doing that. Our planning department, with the help of economic development, we're going to make it easier for developers to come into town and build a new business, remodel a business, bring jobs to our community. So that's our goal, to get that done so we can help the developers.
Outstanding, outstanding. Thank you. Jim, for you, infrastructure often determines growth. What projects, roads, utilities, broadband, public facilities will have the biggest impact in the near term?
Well, as you may know, Gavin, Bay County does not own any roads or bridges in Bay County. However, we do frequently collaborate with townships in terms of, and the city, with seeking grants and federal and state revenues to invest in infrastructure. I think, as Len mentioned, the Department of Water and Sewer, Bay County Department of Water and Sewer, would seem to be a county entity, but it's under the auspices of the Bay County Road Commission. However, infrastructure is critical to advancing our economy, and we're very, very supportive, and we do all that we can with resources we have to invest in good facilities that provide services to the residents of Bay County.
Great, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Let me jump to Craig. What is one bold idea or initiative you'd like to see happen in Bay County in the next 5 years, including Essexville, the townships, and such? Is there any initiative that you would like to see happen in Bay County?
I think first and foremost, being a Bay County resident, I'm one of 3 brothers that are still remaining in the county. So I know local government, supportive of things that Bay Future works on, for example, to retain, try to account and retain and get businesses here to look at Bay County. We have a lot of positives. We have very affordable housing. As Glenn mentioned, a terrific water department. There's a lot of positives in this area, and I think the community at large has recognized that and worked towards that. I would definitely like to see more advancement in that option. Essexville's the same. It's haven't seen a decline with businesses and whatnot. That's starting to turn around. We'd like to see more of that.
Great, thank you. Glenn, you ready?
You promised a softball.
As far as you know. The way people live, work, and consume data, whether it be for work or healthcare, to educate or entertainment, drive the growing demand for data centers. How can Bay County thoughtfully position itself for this type of development while keeping sustainability, infrastructure capacity, and long-term community benefits at the forefront?
That's not a softball. Thank you for using that phone. Just to say exactly what the problem is. We are consuming data at an incredible rate, and there is a need for data centers. The big question is, much like, let's say maybe wind turbines, they got to go somewhere. Does this county really want it? And if we don't, who's going to? So we need to find an area that is receptive to this. It has to use an obscene amount of energy, so we have to make sure our partners at Consumers Energy can give them the power that they need. It requires a lot of water. Even if the water is recirculated, it's still going to be a big draw. The big question is, we have to ask ourselves, is this something that we want here? So we need to work with our zoning or our planning commissions to find out if this is a good fit. Now, we talked about alternative energy a little bit. Here's the other issue. We need demand that whatever it is that we want is what we get. We cannot have it where data centers can go to the Michigan State Public Service Commission and they can override your local authority and go wherever the hell they want to go. No, nobody knows our local community better than our local people. And if you want to go make a difference, get on a planning commission, get on a zoning board of appeals, be the difference that you want to see happen. Thank you.
Great job, thank you. Dana, can you please discuss and give some examples of projects that have been completed in the city thanks to increased tax revenues from the marijuana business in our community?
Sure.
Another softball.
So over the past, I think it's 6 years now that we've been receiving those revenues. It was about 4 million. I think we've received short of 4 million. We have put that into our major streets, into our local streets, and we have balanced the general fund budget with those funds a couple of years. But the one that stands out the most is we gave money, $150,000, to the Good Samaritan Rescue Mission to have a drop-in center. It's made a difference in our community. There are people showing up. The drop-in center, for anybody that doesn't know, they are able to come like after dinner if you need a place to sleep, if you need a place to eat, get services that you need, and then in the morning they leave. So it's a good place for people to warm up because it's very cold. So we appreciate the Good Samaritan for doing that with that money.
Great. That's great news. Thank you. Jim, where have you seen the strongest examples of local or regional collaboration in the past year?
Well, I would say two, and I know we're limited in time, but the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority that the county passed has been instrumental in Tim Hortons out in Monitor Township, a number of investments that are being made as we approve a Brownfield redevelopment site and secure Eagle funds to clean up that site and that contamination at no cost to the new business owner and the new investors at that site. And so another example would be our collaboration with Glenn taking the lead on behalf of several townships in Bay County on the Colquhoun River dredging project. Bay County used $350,000 of our American Recovery Plan funding, federal funding, that we had flexibility to transfer through the Bay County Road Commission because of our lack of authority on infrastructure in terms of countywide roads, bridges, and other investments. And I want to thank Glenn for his support, as well as the Bay County Board, because that $350,000 being matched by a Corps of Engineers, dollar for dollar. And the Colquhoun River dredging is more than about just flooding on the Colquhoun River. It impacts 44% of the county in terms of the 425 square miles that comprise Bay County. And so it's not just river flooding, but flooding in the agricultural areas and west, the townships, almost half the county in terms of the space. So some of the homes that are older may have 40, 50-year-old homes may have weak concrete in their basements. And when we get a wet weather event in the spring, that can create tremendous pressure on basements, causing structural damage. And then FEMA comes in and has to assist. I know in 2018, that was one of the most disastrous years, if you recall that. And we had FEMA, I think, operating for 2 months at the Bay City Town Center, providing grants to families to address the structural damage done in the spring as a result of the pressure on basements. And we actually had several homes fall into the T-boat drains as well, so you can imagine that. So yeah, keeping that Colquhoun River mouth open to the Saginaw Bay is very important.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Glenn, another doozy for you. Townships are often the front lines of growth and development. What trends are you seeing across Bay County townships right now? We talked about data centers a little bit, but what conversations are happening?
What we're finding right now, and I'm just going to use the beautiful Bangor Townships, I happen to know a little bit best. We are seeing so much growth right now. It is incredible, and I highlighted a few of them in the speech, but we haven't had this type of growth in decades. So it is awesome. Plus, we're getting a lot of trickle down. I know Monitor's having a lot of growth. Williams Township is having a lot of growth. We take a look to see what is happening in our area. This is the time to start telling people, hey, don't forget about us. Don't rely on Bay Future to talk this. Get to the mountaintop and start screaming that we have people coming in, which also leads me to, we have a lot of growth. We need a lot of people to help grow. we need to build up our construction trades, because when I want to do a project, I'm having a hard time having people come out and do it. We need to build up the trades and get these kids so they don't have to go away to a faraway land. They can get their fingers dirty right here, and dirty fingers is clean money. Let's make some money.
I have 4 Getz boys that will call you this afternoon. Craig, for you, what shared priorities unite smaller cities like Essexville, Auburn, and Pinconning as you plan for the future?
So one of the challenges with small cities is we're not blessed with a lot of land mass, if you will, like the townships are. They have a lot more room for ample growth. However, there's still opportunities. So I think between Pinconning, Auburn, and us, and Essexville, looking at everything from zoning to available properties to list and promote to do the same and recruit. It may not be at scale or to scale like it would at a township level. However, there are a lot of businesses and whatnot that like to be involved with and participate and be in a community. I don't want to be too cliche, but like a Hallmark community, if you will. There is a niche for that with cities. So I think that's one thing that the 3 of us definitely share.
That's great. That's great. Thanks. Hallmark community. I'm going to use that. I like that. Dana, are there any efforts being made to get a millage approved to buy back the bridges?
No. That was a real easy question. In all seriousness, there hasn't been discussion on going that route. So at this present time, no.
Okay. Thank you. Jim, how are we doing on time? We do good? Okay.
12 minutes.
Nice. So, Jim, when you think of the next 3 to 5 years, what is the single biggest opportunity for Bay County, and what must we do to seize it?
Well, I think continuing to collaborate and see, as has already been discussed, I want to thank the Chamber for this event today and their leadership, as well as Bay Future, and the efforts that have been made over the last 4 or 5 years. I think total in Bay County about $2 billion, or thereabouts, almost $1 billion at SK Siltron. And we have a lot of other businesses that are eyeing Bay County, so we need to continue to collaborate, work together, and make sure that we, promote ourselves and believe in ourselves. I want to mention Hay Bay City as well. They have highlighted statewide and regionally, the kind of opportunities that exist here in Bay City and Bay County, and so there's a lot that we can do in terms of also encouraging additional investment, especially outside of the more urbanized part of Bay County. Broadband is essential, and I compliment Midland County for they've received under the BEAD program almost $1 billion to extend fast internet to high-speed internet to the rural portions of Midland County that don't currently have it. And whether you're a farmer with GPS on a tractor in agriculture production, or whether you're in education, or just a resident who likes, who needs to be in touch, you could be working remotely. It's essential that we invest in high-speed internet and extending that to more residents that are currently without in Bay County.
We can go to lunch tomorrow. Thanks for that answer. Appreciate that. Glenn, so what challenges do townships face that the business community may not fully understand but should?
Well, the business community is really good at running businesses, so I'm going to say finance is the biggest challenge that we have. We know that revenue sharing has been dramatically cut by the state of Michigan. The other thing that you may or may not know, as Madam Manager alluded to, we have done a pretty darn good job of receiving an obscene amount of money from the marijuana revenue. That also goes to the county. It was able to give us the opportunity to grow. We were looking at the state taking over because we were out of money. So this gave us a lot. Well, now they changed that rule. All right, so instead of getting the $1 million we anticipated, we're expecting it's probably going to be about half of that. And then the state decided it was a good idea to take the excise tax and let's crank that up to 24% instead of the 10% that it was. You know what this is going to be really good for? Buying marijuana out of the back of a van behind a grocery store. So they also relied on all this extra tax revenue to balance the budget and fund the roads. But what's going to happen with that asset when people stop buying it and they stop collecting that taxes? So now we're going to have a shortfall coming to the townships, the cities, and the counties. You're also going to have a very large shortfall coming to the state of Michigan that was using that money to fund the roads. So if you enjoy the potholes, the future is bright because we have some real economic challenges. So buckle up, folks. We are going to have to think outside of the box. What can we do to generate money? In the government, we don't have money unless you give it to us. Nobody enjoys taxes, but it allows for all the things that we really want to have.
So follow that, Craig. No, I'm just kidding. What should the business community better understand about local government decision making?
I'll skate across this very delicately because if you want to ruin Thanksgiving dinner, start talking politics. So please know that, local government doesn't really vote on partisan issues. It's different in that sense, and that's important. It's something that truly a lot of people don't understand that. Here in Essexville or any small city, townships at the county level, we're voting for things to improve on services, infrastructure related things. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on, those are all things that people should be behind. So being able to separate and divide from what's going on at the state or even federal level, and realizing that you can walk into any office from anybody here at the table or at the stage and have a candid conversation about anything that's troubling you locally. Please have that separation with what's going on at the federal and state level, and trust that we're doing our very best for the residents in our areas.
Great, thank you. Dana, what barriers still exist to deeper collaboration, and how can we overcome them? What is the thing that can maybe be a catalyst to drive more collaboration?
I mean, I'm not going to say we don't have collaboration in our area, because we do. We do meet, we talk to each other all the time when we need advice. I think probably in the past, because I've been here so long, there was kind of some trust issues between municipalities, and I think we've gotten over that. I feel like we all trust each other. We're doing what's best for Bay County, not just our individual little municipalities. I think one thing, the barrier is social media. You saw what I said earlier. It's not good for a community. If we're trying to get people here to invest their money, to come here and live, social media is not good. And some of those people are from this community that are putting that out there. We need to do better. We need to stop the nonsense on social media, because we need people here, right? We all want people here to enjoy our beautiful river, our townships. We just need to do better.
Great answer. Thank you. Jim, what will you and your administration be doing in the next coming months to promote the Bay County Library System's upcoming millage renewal?
Well, we can't take a position on it. However, the Bay County Board and Alex Poyer and others are talking about also putting a more extensive effort behind some of the millages. Forest sustainability, for example, gypsy moth, but that was, of course, politically incorrect to refer to the gypsy moth. So forest sustainability, that is an issue that probably a lot of people may or may not be that concerned about. The county cannot take a position in terms of advocating a yes or no vote on something like that, but we can show the information to make people aware of what's on the ballot, a fuller understanding of what's at stake as a result of that millage election. And also there's a lot of other things we need to do at the county level to, I think, raise the visibility of the assets that we do have in the county government, such as our 10 County Park, our community center, our civic arena with our hockey leagues and all of the recreation that occurs there. And of course, the wonderful Bay County golf course that I mentioned. But by increasing participation, we raise revenue and can invest in those assets at the county level to a greater extent. So we hope to, in the coming months, look at raising visibility of some of our programs and some of the important issues that voters will be looking at as they go to the polls in the future. And I'm so glad that the special election was mentioned today, because it is a critical election, and I hope that everyone in the audience, if they have a chance before the polls close, gets out and votes for the candidate of their choice, whoever that may be.
Great. Thank you, Jim. You ready for another doozy? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Glenn, I wouldn't do that. Come on, bro. What can be done to better attract young professionals and families to live and work in Bay County?
Have employment at their disposal. I mean, we look at the big headlines, like the big new Dow expansion, SK Siltron. These are big, huge things. I think we really need to concentrate on our small businesses. That's the majority of our employers. We want to make sure that those stay very healthy. I touched on the vocational schools or the trades. There is a lot of work here, very few people to do that work. So we need to give them opportunities so they don't have to go away. The other thing that we do have is we have a lot of infrastructure, but we need to maintain that. We need to update that. There is a $30 million plan that's going to be happening on State Park Drive. This is replacing water lines that were put in 1889 and 1921. People don't want to come into infrastructure that's falling apart. So we need to take care and maintain what we have, because if they're thinking about coming here, they're going to come visit. They want to make sure the roads are nice. They want to make sure that the schools are decent. We need to make sure that there's nice roads, so there's nice schools, so we can be an attractive host.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Craig, last question for you. And I know this is a broad one, but it really is impactful for small communities to grow, and it's about housing. Both affordability and availability is a growing concern. What progress is being made, and where do you see the greatest need moving forward?
Great question. So, with rising costs pretty much across the board, I touched on it briefly with my section. It affects your local municipality and it affects everybody in this room. Housing obviously is a need that is not, again, not a partisan issue. It's a need across this country, and certainly across this county. Getting creative with space, working with whether it's your planning commission, looking at opportunities to promote land for that very specific need, for whether it's affordability or just housing in general, is definitely something that everyone at this stage and in this room, is going to affect in one way or the other. So I think looking outside the box, getting creative, and seeing what you can do in your local municipality is key.
Great, thank you so much. Let's give another thank you to Jim, Dana, Craig, and Glenn. We appreciate each of you for taking the time to be here with us today. So now I want to invite Tara Welch, president of the Rock Center for Youth Development and the board chair of the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce, to the stage.
As board chair, I would like to thank all of our sponsors who have helped make this event possible. Their logos will be on the screen. Today's presenting sponsor is Michigan Sugar Company. Our speaker sponsor is Consumers Energy. Our 2026 State of the Community event sponsors are First State Bank, AT&T, Bangor Township Schools, Bay City Public Schools, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, BT Technologies, Cumulus Media, Delta College, Dow Credit Union, DTE, I feel like I gotta take a breath, Financial Edge Credit Union, Financial Plus Credit Union, Frankenmuth Credit Union, Go Great Lakes Bay Michigan Works, Huntington, Independent Bank, Isabella Bank, Spence Brothers, Sunrise Family Credit Union, Superior Insurance Group, The Times Lofts, and TriStar Trust. Our digital program sponsor is Enbridge Energy. Our media sponsors are Winelander Fitzhugh and the Doubletree by Hilton Bay City Riverfront. And we would like to extend a big thank you to Harbor Light Photography for taking our photos today. And we'd also like to recognize our elite, legacy, and premier partners on the screen. Your support allows us to advance our mission of joining businesses and the community for economic growth and the well-being of the entire Bay Area. Let's give our sponsors a round of applause. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the stage your President and CEO of the Bay Area Chamber, Megan Saman.
I just want to say a few things. First of all, thank you all for being here. What an incredible view I have up here looking at all your beautiful faces. My friend Jeff Stoutenberg, who couldn't be with us today, told me one time that people vote with their feet. And it shows that you all being here today, that you feel that the community is important, and for that I thank you for. I also thank our speakers, both the four of you on stage as well as those who you were representing, whether it be our townships and our small cities. A few years ago, when we started the State of the Community, to try to make it just a little bit different, instead of wash, rinse, repeat, we invited the townships to share the state of the township instead of it just being the city and the county. And then this past year, we said, how do we be a little bit more inclusive? And we invited the small cities to have a seat, to be able to say what you do is really important to our community as well. And so I want to thank all of you for being here on stage with us today, for sharing your insight, for your volunteerism. And I say volunteerism because there's a lot of things that happen outside of the work of, I say 8 to 5, but your days have never been 8 to 5. Jim, I think you have put in more tireless effort and hours than almost all of us combined in your years of dedicated service. And speaking of dedicated service, there is something I do want to say. Today, when we look at, this is the last day of the community for my dear friend Dana, and for those of you who didn't know, I've known Dana since I started working at City Hall when I was like 19 years old, and so, just a few years ago. But the truth is, it's been nearly 25 years. It's 24 years since I met Dana as a City Hall temp when I was in college, and today we would like to recognize her. She has more than 2 decades of her professional service in our community, serving with integrity, steadiness, and an unwavering commitment to doing what's best for Bay City and Bay County. From her early days as a city clerk to deputy city manager and ultimately leading our beautiful city of Bay City, Dana has been a constant trusted presence through growth, through change, and through challenge. Her leadership style is thoughtful and grounded. She leads with a deep institutional knowledge, a calm hand, and a respect for both the people she serves and the people she works alongside, which I know so many of them are here today. Dana understands that progress happens when collaboration, transparency, and long-term thinking guide decision-making. And Bay City is stronger because of her approach. I know that I'm a stronger leader because of her friendship. Our late-night phone calls or texts are epic. What you've done for the community, for the region, and for the partnerships that you've created along this room. On behalf of the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce and the broader business and civic community, we extend our sincere gratitude for your years of service, leadership, and dedication. Dana, thank you for the countless hours, for your steady guidance, and the legacy that you will leave behind, and we hope you greatly enjoy your retirement. It's an honor to present you with, Gab, can you join me at the stage for a moment, just for some help? You can always trust Gavin Getz to be with you to help you in anything. But Dana, we would like to welcome you on stage with us to present you with our Legacy of Service Award for all that you've done. Yes, thank you. Here, Nikki, hold that too. Okay. She didn't know we were doing this, and neither did Gavin, to truly come on stage. But our partnership that we've had with you for the last 2+ decades is a genuine honor, and we appreciate you. We love you. We are so thankful for your tireless and your just everything that you've given to this community. Can we give her a round of applause?
Absolutely.
I think it's always incredibly important to recognize those who serve, because these jobs are not easy. Public service, as you saw, the comments, is not easy. So whether it's those of you who are sitting leading your teams, whether it's those of you on the team, or the board members who give so much guidance to make our community so wonderful, a genuine thank you for your service. Speaking of service, for those who put their names in, all 10 of them, I believe, for the 35th District State Senate seat, a thank you to you all. It is a privilege to have a choice when it comes to elections, and we have a number of great candidates to choose from. And so with that, I'm going to leave you with a call to action of a few things. One, please exercise your right to vote, because we've earned to get this seat seated, and it will be fantastic to have representation. But two, don't just think about voting today. Think about as we vote for what we do going forward. Hold accountability for our communities. Ensure that our leaders have both the support, the guidance, and the partnerships and collaborations. Because when we talk about what it means to be the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce, it can be summed up right on this slide behind me. People, partnerships, and progress. It is not our chamber. It is all of us together, collaborating, working together, knowing that we can get somewhere together faster, and hopefully with a better outcome when we work together. And so with that, I'm gonna leave you with a servant leader heart and say thank you all for being here. We look forward to seeing you on March 19th at the Chamber annual meeting, where we're gonna recognize some other really fantastic leaders in our community. So thank you, we are adjourned, but I encourage you to stay and network with some of the 415+ people we have here today. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you soon.